Hello guys, I'm very happy to see you here in my channel, and I know that you are so much surprised because I'm speaking English. But today this is really a very important podcast for me because this is the first time in my life when I'm going to speak in English, when I'm going to talk in English, and definitely I will have so many mistakes, but anyway. Why it is very specific? Not only because I'm talking in English, I'm speaking English because I have a very special guest in my studio. And this guest is going to be very interesting also for you. So, Yaser, thank you so much that you came to this studio and took me from my zone of comfort and decided to have a podcast with me. Hello.
Hello, Valeria. And I think I am very lucky to be on your first English podcast.
Yes, I want to introduce you to my audience. And you are the person who is more than 20 years in the fashion industry. How did you get that? Why?
It's a life choice. You see, it was built in our blood. I can say like that. Since I am a child, I'm born with fabrics. I remember to know I was working in my father's shop. At that time, the meter was longer than me, was higher than I was. I was shorter than the meter. I remember that because if I want to measure the fabric, I cannot measure it. Since that time, I was going to my father's shop and I felt in love with fabrics, with the texture, with the material, with dealing with the clients. So it became like built up in me, inside of me. Then when I continued my career, my college, I graduated from engineering. But I felt myself that I just studied for the sake of study. Who I am as Yaser, what I love fabrics. I love fashion. So I joined the family business since that time, which is running for the last 100 years.
So it was not only your father, it was also your grandfather.
No, that's what the heritage we get from every father give to his son. That, okay, we don't enforce the fashion business on our kids, but I feel it's like when we grow up and see our father love his business so much,
definitely,
we will feel why this passion, why he's so passionate. And then when I start going to the shop, 8 years, 9 years, 15 years, 20 years, I understood. I also love this. No one ever, even 30 years back, has ever forced us to take this path. It was always by our choice.
This is a great decision because usually when the people, they have family business, they push the kids.
They push. And I noticed in our region, a lot of people, when the father waits the son graduated from college, and then he will tell him, look, I have I am old now. Why don't you come? All
this manipulation,
you see, I'm old, come help your papa or something like that. But it's always never work. When the father asks the son to join the company when the son already graduated from college and he has no idea about the business. But I think our grandfathers were very smart. They were engaging the sons while they were in the
same way,
in the small age. And then they start from that. No, they engage the kids from a small age, not they wait till they graduated from college.
Grandfathers, they engage
the kids since childhood. They engage him in the business so that they will feel, I think, the connection between between us and between the fabrics. Mm-hmm. I think this is the key in our family.
This is the way. This is what your grandfather made with your father and your father made with you.
And his grandfather also did, because I'm now the 5th generation. Means there are 5 generations doing textiles in Iraq since 1920. It's almost 100 years. So you're from
Iraq
originally.
And you know what? Now you told me a very nice method how the parents can involve their kids, and this is really very wise. They already fall in love with their job, and they show the emotions.
Yeah, and it has more impact. Stronger impact. The emotion is 100 times impact than just words. If I tell you now, from now till tomorrow, Valeria, the fashion business is good, you will make good money. But if I don't make you feel the love to the fashion which I have, you will never get it. in our business, if you want to do fashion to become a millionaire second day, it doesn't work at all. If you take the fashion as a passion, as love, enjoy, method of life, therapy, if you blend all this together, you have a really successful fashion business.
And we have a saying, like, if you love your job, you don't work no one day in your life,
Exactly. You don't work.
Of course, this is a nice word, because definitely I'm sure you are working and sometimes it's hard, but when you do it with love, it's an absolutely different story. Huh?
Of course, you don't feel time, you don't feel you're bored. You feel every day you are energetic because you love it.
I can feel it. I can feel it from you. I swear, really. Okay, then I want to ask you. So you have several projects, and could you tell me what is the project you are more proud of now?
Oh, that's hard.
Like, which kid do you like more?
Yes, like which daughter you like from your daughters, or which kid you like from your kids. Although I feel they are very connected. They all started from my love to the fabrics and to the family business, because I am super passionate. I stood with myself, and maybe I told you that before. I stood with myself and I asked myself one clear question: who I am and what I am adding to 100 years of heritage of textile merchants. Then I try to answer myself, like, who I am, what I am adding to this history. Then I thought of, my biggest responsibility is to make the company running, the textile company running, which is Yaser and Yaser. But then I thought that we should introduce another projects that can support the designers and also support the textile company. We support both sides. We put a new blood in the company, in the textile company, by engaging the company into different projects that support the fashion industry. We cannot continue in 2024 do the business like my first generation, how he was doing. Right?
Yes.
They were only buying fabrics, selling fabrics. They were doing textile trading. Today, when you talk about the 3 projects which we are running, it's much bigger than only selling fabrics. So they're all supporting each other. I cannot split them. I can always talk about them as one project, because they will support each other. So it's very hard to answer which is the most close to my heart. It's like my kids. I love them all.
When we have seen each other before, you told me a very interesting thing, and we was discussing about that. Like, if generations only follow the way which used to use your parents, for example, I hope you can understand me, and also you guys. So, I mean, if you follow all the rules which used to follow your father, or your father follow all the only rules which created your grandfather, there is no evolution. You told me that when you came to the business, your grandfather he has his own vision about all this.
Of course.
And you changed, the same as your father changed your grandfather's way. Can you explain that?
Yeah, it's very interesting when I discovered that, because when I was growing up, I was not understanding what's happening. I was still young. When I was 15, 18 years old, I was just wondering. But later on, I studied my father. I know what my father did because I was working with him, but my grandfather, what he did, my grandfather, what he did. Then I tried to understand. I understood, like, my grandfather was the first person to bring polyester to Iraq. So his father was telling him, why you bring such fabric? You should always bring silk, pure cotton, pure silk. Then my grandfather told him, no, the future, it's all about polyester. This is, doesn't crumble, and it is cheap and it is good. And then we are moving into the business and fashion, and he wasn't happy. But my grandfather insisted that he will go this way. And then he made a huge entry to the textile market in Iraq. This I remember very well. My father in 1992, so I was very young at that time, he was the first to introduce linen fabric to Iraq. And I was sitting in our retail shop in Baghdad. And my grandfather used to come every day to our shop in the afternoon to sit, relax, and enjoy. Because, fashion is about enjoying. So he touched the fabric and he saw the linen. It got crushed immediately. He's like, Muhammad, he's calling my father, this fabric has damage. My father said, no, father, this is a pure linen, which is the new trend now in the world. It's completely natural. Yeah, it's completely natural. Yes, it's people now in love with this. He said, no. Who buys a fabric that can crumble? Like, look at it, how I will wear a shirt and it looks like
exactly, that. Because polyester, it doesn't make like this.
It does not. So he insisted. And we were the first to introduce that fabric in Iraq. And it was, of course, very hard to sell.
Yeah.
I was monitoring all that. I was watching the war happening between them. And I understood that it's a generation thing. Like every generation has to introduce his vision to the business. And without this happening, the company will go down.
Exactly.
So when I came.
So what was yours?
Yeah. Me actually and my brother Hussein, he also joined after. I joined first and then my brother joined later. So when I came, fabric wise, I have to think about something. It means we don't make it on purpose, but it's in our nature. It's like, okay, what's new? I have to create. I have to find. We research, we study, we go, we travel. So I was introduced to recycled polyester. Recycled polyester, which is a polyester that can reduce the waste in the world.
Yeah.
It's made from recycled bottles.
So you was the first.
We were the first to introduce it to Dubai for the fashion industry. It was there for some uniform or some table cloth or something, but we were the first to introduce it officially for fashion designers. Again, my father told me, who will wear a fabric made from plastic waste? So I told my father, this is the future and we are going to more sustainable world and the fashion designers are always looking for sustainable solutions. And then again, the war started. It's a war in a good way, it's like, this is the generation thing happening in our family for the last 100 years. So it is normal. And then we keep arguing and we keep discussing, but he allowed us. He understood. He knows that, okay, the new generation.
He came through this, let's say.
Because he remembered that.
Yes, exactly.
Just 30 years back, he was doing this with his father.
It's so amazing, actually.
And then we hit with recycled polyester. Now we are doing great with recycled polyester also, trying to empower a more sustainable future for local brands.
Remember about it when your son or daughter will come to you and say, Father, just breathe.
I'm monitoring myself from now. I am working on myself from now to see what the next generation will bring.
Yes,
and I have to be more flexible, of course.
You think that you could be ready, but it is not like this.
I know it's going to be hard for them. I will be very tough, And then that led also to when I did Designers Hub and Brand Booster. I hope we're going to talk about it. My other two projects. Again, we found some difficulties because the other generation will say, why you are doing other activities besides fabric?
Yes.
You are a fabric supplier at the end. We are manufacturing, we are developing, we have a huge job to do. It's not easy. By the way, my job is not easy at all. I handle all the creative direction of Yaser and Yaser. Means all colors, all prints, all designs, all kind of materials has to go through me.
From you exactly?
Yes, I have the one to approve what fabric we're going to do for next season. Because we manufacture, we stop doing trading. We are creating fabrics. So my job, believe me, it's not easy. But still, with all what I tried to achieve in the last 20 years, I said, that's not enough. Because fashion designers in the region and the global fashion designers, they need more support. We're going to talk about it later, but I wanted to introduce other two projects to empower the fashion scene in the region.
So this is the time when we can introduce this project. I was trying to understand what is the way of the young designer which was successful to visit you, to know you, because imagine, first let's imagine the young designer which want to be successful, famous, and happy, and all this stuff. And this is his way, this is his path, let's say. How you are changing the path of these people when they meet you? What are you doing with them? And you know what? And the next question already. Which mistakes can he do if he is choosing to go by himself? Yeah.
You know what they call me sometimes? The magician.
Magician.
Because I try to play with people's head and I try to change reality for them and make it happen in a way things fall automatically for them.
Okay.
So they call me, what you did? Like you played with my mind, what you are a magician or like what you are doing. So sometimes really designers tell me that I came with some vision, but when I left you completely changed my mind in a better way.
Yes, this is the way the mentors works actually.
And I am very relieved when I always hear that I have even a small impact on people. It means the world to me, really. It touches me when you are able to help someone to grow or at least to move just one step ahead. Not staying in his location. No, if he moved one step ahead, that's a good achievement today.
And sometimes it's enough to move more.
More?
Yes.
Now, I'm blessed to be in this family, right? To be in this position of a history of 100 years and working in Dubai in the textile industry for the last 20 years. I'm blessed that we managed to open offices for us in Toronto, Canada, China, and we opened two offices total in Dubai with our office in Iraq. And again, I'm the one in charge of all of them. So I travel a lot. And I was the one to start the company in Canada. So during this 20 years, I worked with a lot of fashion brands, with a lot of designers worldwide. Okay, from the region and worldwide also. So this Valeria gave me the chance to work with very professional people and also startups at the same time. I worked with very, very small companies or brands and with mega brands. Mm-hmm. When I say mega, they really produce huge quantities and they are selling everywhere in the world. So when you work with someone closely for years, you start to understand the way he thinks. Mm-hmm. You start to understand what mistake he did because you are connected. You are working together. So we are always in touch. And then I automatically started to hear their problems. And then I was monitoring them and I was seeing them doing the mistake. I'm not part of it at that time. I was just their supplier, but I am their friend. So I was gaining a huge amount of information for free because I was just monitoring
other people's experience.
I was learning from other people's experiences. Yeah. Same time, I was seeing people falling down. Mm-hmm. They are buying fabrics. They're going. They cannot come back again. They just disappear. And other people, they come, even from this region. They come, they buy, they go back. They come again, they buy again. And I see when they come again and say, okay, I want this fabric 1,000 meter. Then I monitor this brand, why he want 1,000 meter, what he did, why this brand stopped ordering at all, why he closed the business. So in 20 years, I was monitoring. Because when the time came that I have to start a new project, Designers Hub, I said, okay, I need to study for my own to understand the science behind fashion business and fashion marketing. And fabrics also, fabric industry. But I can also share the people's experience to other brands so that they will follow the right path and they will eliminate the mistakes the other people did. So in that case, I am sharing the experiences of people without revealing their names. I am not coming to say this brand did like this and they fail and it's privacy because we are respecting people's experiences, but they are all inside. And that's why I said, I am blessed to be in that position.
You are really blessed, because usually mentor, who is mentor? Who gain his own experience and then he's sharing with, this is my experience, this is my method, but you have seen a lot.
Yes, that's the difference. People sometimes don't understand when they see me, especially on social media, unless the person knows me for some time and he understands who I am and where I am coming from.
This is unique.
Otherwise, as you said, everybody else is doing his own experience and sharing it. That's why I said in the beginning, I was blessed.
Now I understand what do you mean. So it is really very interesting. Tell me, please, what is the global trend in fashion?
Oh, that's a huge question. People always, especially from outside fashion industry, they always try to search even in Google or
yes, of course.
now in ChatGPT.
Where we can find
what is the
information.
trend? What color is trending, right? Or what design is trending? Okay, I will explain to you how this works. Actually,
yes, please.
Every part of the world, okay, has different people, right? Different nations, different cultures. So you cannot imagine like everybody taste will be the same.
Agree.
That's number one. The trend in the north part of the world should different than the trend in the south part of the world because of the cultures sometimes. In the world, there are agencies to forecast the trend. Same like the weather. So these agencies, there are around 4 or 5 agencies in the world. Okay. They study the cultures of people and they study the general mood of people. For example, general mood, I'll give you example. When we finished COVID, they know people are staying they were staying in home for a very long time. So they needed trends to be more colorful to change the mood. They were always trying to understand what the general people living and look like. So they were putting their expectation for the trend for the next 3 years. They always do like this.
3 years.
3 years. Now we are 2024. They will say 2027. In general, the idea will be like this. It's a science. We always think that, okay, Dior decided to do like this or Valentino decided to put the fuchsia pink. I'm going to show you how it works. So these agencies, they say, okay, 2027, the trend should be like this because blah, blah, blah. 2025, the trend should be more into, for example, natural side. We're going to go to the jungle and take inspiration from jungle. So the brands, the big brands, and any brand who wants to follow the trend, he will get access to this information and then they will apply that in their collections. Okay, what is jungle? Okay, jungle means natural fibers. Jungle means green. Jungle means, you see? So they will try, every brand will interpret that forecast by himself. That's why you see sometimes it is similar. No, this brand copied this brand. No, sorry. They are following some kind of a trend. Then the 2025, they will give you full report, color, Pantone, cuts. What's the blazer cut? What kind of cut? They give a huge information. But this information, nobody has access. You have to pay so much money to invest. Because if they make it available for everyone, the brands cannot sell their pieces at everybody will be having the same piece with the big brands at the same time. So it's about a race for the information. So we teach the fashion brands, you cannot copy the big brand when they showcase in the fashion show. Because that work is a 1 year back process. So you should be fast enough to get the information and show your collection at the same time as the big brands are showing. So they will not say, yes, you saw Christian Dior, what they did, and then you followed them. You will be at the end. So it goes this way. The answer for your question, how to find the trend, is to follow the trend forecasting agencies through subscription in their own websites. We, of course, as a company, we are subscribed to one of the biggest trend forecasting companies. That's why we need to develop the fabrics in a way that our fashion designers can take it on time to showcase in their collections.
I see how many psychology in fashion. You see? Really?
Fashion, Valeria, is a way of expressing the personality.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very good point you mentioned because it is clearly very connected who we are and what we are wearing.
Exactly, definitely. Even, I think when you see the person and you see the way he's dressing, the way he's dressing, you can tell something about him. Or maybe you can read what he wants to tell you about himself,
Absolutely. And this is the job of the fashion designer. This is the job of the fashion brand to express the vision of the fashion creator or the fashion brand owner or the creative director. They are the one who to express that. There is a feeling you have to receive when you see this piece of garment. That feeling will be the thing that push you to buy that product.
Yeah.
And that's what we show our brands and our designers, that you need to do this. We are now into the emotion business. We are not into the garment business.
Yeah.
If you take the fashion business just as, I want to make a jacket and then I want to sell it for 2,000 dirham just because I hear it is selling and I will do this style. That's called clothing business. We are into the emotion business. Means you need to buy this brand because it makes you feel more luxury, more business. You have a more business meeting, or you want to look more important, or there is an emotion to it.
With the clothes, we are talking with other people without words.
Absolutely. I have seen that. In my personal life, I've seen it a lot. And imagine you go to some place and you dress in a wrong way.
Yeah.
People will not take you in the way you want to be taken.
Yeah.
I have clients come to me, for example, without appointment. They just see me. They feel this location where I am in is very expensive place. And really, I have some people, they left my office just because the way I carry my fabric sample and the way I am dressed. Believe me, Valeria, this happened to me and I was shocked. I received one client. He came without appointment. Okay. But I welcomed him. No problem. I was trying to know him better. And then I asked him a few questions like how I do. The moment I stood up to pick a fabric sample to show him, I picked the sample. I was walking towards him where he is sitting. He stood up about to leave. And I'm like, sorry, is something happen? He's like, no, don't be sorry. But I just feel that this place is not for me. Means this place is much more expensive than what I expect to pay for a fabric. I'm like, why you get this feeling? You never asked me how much
about
yet.
The price. Yeah.
He said, because the way you dress and the way you carry the sample.
Exactly.
I was shocked that time. I was shocked, really shocked how really this have a huge impact, the body language or the way you dress or the way you carry the things you are working with. I was like, no, you should at least have a look and see the price is very reasonable. And he was again shocked when he saw the price. He was shocked because the price was very reasonable. But the way we display.
You respect your product, you know, what the clothes make with us. The woman in two different dresses, in two different clothes, they behave differently.
Yes, it gives some dresses will give attitude,
and when
strength.
When you know that your dress, the cost is, let's say, not 100 but 1,000, you behave differently. You agree?
I agree.
When you know the price.
I agree that women and men actually.
Yes.
Sorry. No, before was different, but now really the male fashion business is getting big.
Yes, definitely.
And males, not like before, they really care for what they are wearing, because as we say, the fashion became a way of expressing themselves. Yes. So they want to express themselves in the way they want.
Yeah.
It makes a difference. So again, we come to the brands. Because my work is with the fashion brands owners, with the CEOs, with the creative directors. We have always this conflict, me and them. They say, some brand owners, the startups, I don't want to raise the price on the client because I want him to feel comfortable when he pays, and I want him to be happy because he get a very good piece at a very reasonable price. I say,
yes. Limits, huh? This is the limit.
I know this is the limit. So we don't want to make it like for 1,500. We want to sell it for 500.
Okay.
I'm like, but you are not making the right enough money for you. This is not correct. Business. This is not fashion business. Fashion business is very profitable. You just need to know how to do it. You are just doing an extra service for the client, but you are here to sell your brand and to take your brand to the next level and to make people attached to you. Believe me, the client, if you give him for 100 dirham, this blazer, he will tell you, give me discount, make it 50 dirham.
Definitely.
But it's not like that. Whenever we talk to clients, price-wise, we always lose. Whenever we empower ourselves, show them we are luxury brands, and build the need that they need us, and they need to take our fashion brand, and they need to buy our brand, then nobody will talk about price.
And discount.
And free delivery and whatever other things.
What I want to ask you, imagine there is a young guy.
Yeah.
Or girl, let's say, okay. And he or she decided to be a very famous, I started to ask you about them, very famous, and they decided to be a fashion designer. So they came to you and say, Yaser, I want this. What should I do first?
First of all, we have to sit together through either meetings or mentorship programs or some workshops to make them understand first to which world they are entering. They are entering a new world for them. And they are seeing this world from outside, Valeria. And
because they can have illusions,
Yes. I always say that when I open some of my sessions, I say fashion is about selling the dream, not living it. You don't want to live the dream, because if you live the dream, you will end up close your business. So I ask them a clear question. What's your purpose of building this brand?
Yeah.
If the answer was, I want to build a brand that goes global and make huge business out of it, I say, okay, now we have to sit.
Okay.
And then we can talk, and then we can do business. If any other answer, I don't want to waste my time. Because you will waste their money. I will tell them, you will waste your money and you will waste your time for what? For doing a fashion show? Okay, I can help you to do just one fashion show, and then you enjoy your moment.
Put it in Instagram.
And put it in Instagram and bye-bye.
Forget about it.
Yes. Otherwise, if you want to do a real brand, a real fashion business, please don't look at the fashion world from outside. Come and ask us. We show you the backstage.
Yeah.
We know the difficulties, the hard points, how to avoid them.
Exactly.
It's like you going into the desert, but you don't know where you will stuck, like there are people knows the ways that will make you, okay, sometimes it's not, I cannot say we will make the road for you pinky and then no issues at all. That is called cheating. Something is wrong. We show you the right path, and then we go together step by step. And at every problem, we do it together. We solve it together. We reduce the amount of difficulties or the amount of failures you might face. And we reduce the cost of the loss in case there was loss. I've seen people, I feel really bad for them and feel sad for them also, because they come for consultation very late. After they sign, I had 1 million dirham. She lost because of wrong decision. I'm like, why you came now? Why you couldn't come in the beginning? We could have saved all this money. We show them the reality. We take them step by step, how to build the brand, who is the brand for, what is the price point, who is the target audience. And the main question, what is the unique point about your brand? Is it another brand? Just another brand? We have so many brands in the world. We don't need another new brand, right? Just because you want to become a fashion designer, that does not mean you will be successful. So I reject so many people. I say, go think and come back. Go think and come back. Take your time. I had some entrepreneurs who started their brands within months, within days. And I have some for years, they couldn't start their brand. And I'm fine, because I don't want them to start and then they fail immediately, because they don't have something unique. Unless you find what your brand is going to do for the customers and how I can distinguish your brand from the thousand and thousand brands in the world, you cannot start. You cannot start.
Is it possible to exist on this market designer without brand, without personal brand, to be successful in this field if you don't make your brand grow?
The brand itself, it's a representation of the brand founder, right? It's an expression,
definitely.
Right? Okay. So the brand itself, it has a character, which is, for example, if we are talking about your brand, your brand should have your character, what you like, what you don't like. And then if we see your brand, it should be, we can see this is for her. Then whoever in the market, the audience, who are similar to Valeria. They will resonate with your brand. Then they will love it. They will feel something in common.
Yeah.
Then they will buy it. Then it's becoming a client for you. If you, as a brand owner or founder, okay, have your own personal account, right? Personal branding. Of course, that will empower the business of your brand because you will be having two accounts on social media powering each other. Okay, this brand is founded by this person.
Yeah.
This person founded this brand. And then the audience will understand that these two are one unit. If your brand was made properly, not just another clothing line, this will give huge impact for your business. If it was isolated, if you are saying, for example, if people sees in your personal life, you never go to the gym, for example, and you are not an active person, and then you launch a brand about active wear, you see the mismatch. People will not believe you. They don't trust you. But if you was the queen of the sport wear and then you show it on your personal Instagram, you share that passion to people.
Yeah.
Then we say, okay, I love her. I always follow her. I see how she trains.
I trust her.
Let me buy from her. And then you see the connection.
Yeah.
So in today's world, yes, the proof to that, you see all the CEOs of the big companies. They all have personal branding, right? All of them, they are pushing their personal brands also. The mega companies, they are pushing their personal brands because it has huge impact.
And all this stuff, all these secrets, you teach young designers and Designer Hub, if I'm not mistaken, what they are doing in Designer Hub. So he came to you, he said, help me. And you said, come here, go this way.
Yes. When we created Designers Hub, I didn't want to compete with any fashion school in the world because Designer Hub is not fashion school.
Okay.
We don't teach design. That's the misconception always is there. Okay, people think if I want to do a fashion brand, I need to learn how to sketch. And that's it. We always think fashion and sketching are like this together. But we show them that it's not only like that. So when I started the Designer Hub, I thought that the missing in this region is the practical information and the business side of fashion. So I decided to take that part only because in Yaser Mayasa and also in Designer Hub, we have very strong relationship with all the fashion schools. We support them. They support us because we are not competing with any of them.
You are teaching the business
of fashion from reality.
Yes.
Because I was telling you how we are sharing experiences of other fashion brands from the whole world. And we've seen the successes and we've seen the failures. So we came to focus on that part. After the success of Designers Hub, I was approached by so many coaches, fashion coaches, illustrators, people who teach tailoring, people who teach sketching, designing. I was rejecting all of them because I had a huge mission to focus on Designer Hub, to make sure that Designer Hub stay always in its path. We don't want to go away. We are the ones who empower the fashion designers to help them on the business side of fashion, showing them all the practical information they need to do, helping them business-wise. And of course, we guide them a little bit in the design process. If they don't know about design, we can help them through Designers Hub. We bring for them someone to understand him and then work together. So it became part of our services also, but we don't teach it. You see my background now, I am not a fashion designer.
This was one of the questions I asked you. Are you a designer? You said no.
And people always I don't know why people always think that fashion is fashion designer only. Means whenever you come about somebody, right? When you talk about someone who works in fashion, immediately, when I go to fashion to TV program and I was interviewed, they want to put my name, fashion designer.
Because you are fashion. That's it. Fashion designer.
You see? But no, the fashion business is so big and so huge and it has so many positions.
Yes, exactly.
We don't want to put only a fashion designer. And I teach the people who work with me that don't tell yourself you are a fashion designer. You are a fashion entrepreneur. You are a founder of a brand. You are the CEO of the fashion business. Fashion designer is a position in the fashion brand company.
One of the positions.
Yes. So why I put myself, with all respect to this position, but I don't want to say I am a fashion designer because I am bigger than fashion designer.
And you know, this is really a very sad story when the person, for example, is very talented and he really can create something amazing, but he's not a businessman. He doesn't know the way how to be successful.
You see, I remember now about this one young designer. She started with me in the very early stage of Designer Hub. She believed in what we are doing. And then whenever we announce any new workshop, she was joining. She was the first to register. She took almost all our workshops, private mentorship, everything. When we announced Brand Booster, which is my third project, of course, she was the first one to take the master class, participate in the trade show. And she was the one who had the biggest success also. Always we try to empower the success stories, right? We empower the owners of those brands. And so I welcome them sometimes in my classes to talk about her experience.
Oh, it's important.
To give her the space to talk and to share her experience to people. Nice. Although she is short in time, but people wants to see sometimes people are struggling. Not always I bring them, superstars. So I noticed the difference in her talk whenever, like 2 years back, and just recently, a few months back, after she took Brand Booster experience, before when she comes to introduce herself, she was, my name is like this. I love fashion and I came to fashion. I met Designer Hub and Yaser and, she was just like that. Last time when she came to one of my master classes in Brand Booster, I thought that she's like another person. My name is like this. I am CEO and the creative director of this brand. This brand is targeted for this audience and we are empowering the women. And then I was in Brand Booster. You see the energy she gave to people was huge.
Self-confidence.
And I was proud of her. Because she really changed. And I was happy of what we achieved at the end.
Definitely.
Because we are trying to work on the people themselves. So the mission of Designer Hub was empowering people, not only talk about fashion business. And recently, I was in Saudi. I was again touched when 3 people came to me and she told me, Yaser, you remember me? I'm like, sorry, I couldn't remember. She said, we took classes with you 5 years back when you just started doing the Designers Hub. And today we are doing our own courses. We are coaching. We are also doing the coaching for other designers. We learned from you about textiles and about fashion business. I was so touched because in 1 week, I knew about 3 girls who attended our sessions a few years back. And now they are coaches.
By themselves.
So it's not only we empower them in their business, we empower them to the level that they are coaching other people now.
Yeah, you created a generation of.
So I'm proud of them. Okay, I played a big role in their life for sure, but they are also worked very hard to achieve this. But I feel very proud of such achievement.
I can imagine.
To empower people to become also coaches.
What is successful? What is success for you?
Success for me is to see the success of other people. Really, I learned that recently. It's not like what I achieve. It's like what the people God putting me in their path and how I am impacting them to achieve their goals. So I became more into empowering others. And through their successes, I can find my success. You know, Valeria, how many people came to me and said, when we will see Yaser Mayasa have her own fashion brand, on when Designer Hub will launch its own brand, when you will launch your own personal brand. I'm like, why? It's not on my list. My list is full of people achieving themselves, creating their own brands, celebrating the success. I live the success with them and I live the failure together. So imagine how much time I go through pain and joy in my day. So I enjoy this and I feel this is my real success when I maintain the heritage of my family and make it continue and empower it and evolve it and pass it to other generation, and at the same time empowering the community to make it more stronger and to reflect who we are as a region.
I think it's next level, because let's say first level is what is success for you when success is only about me. And the next level is success for me when it is about the people who was in touch with me. And this is also what I have done in this life.
You see, you also have I've read about you a lot, and I think you've achieved a similar.
I understand you. You could not imagine how. Believe me.
That's the power of philosophy. Like, this is really what helped me. Like, okay, who I am at the end, what I want to do in this life. Is it only about me? I want to do this. No.
With your experience, what is the biggest mistake which designers usually make?
Yes. I've seen a lot of fashion designers or brand owners. They rush to start the brand.
Yeah.
They feel excited sometimes. They immediately go to any fabric store they find, and then they go to any tailor they find. They make the random collection. Then they think, how much we gonna sell this?
It's really like this?
It's really like this. And then they do the photo shoot, and then they expect that the website will do ding, 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 ding orders, right?
This is the way I am thinking how it works.
Yes. You say, why you are doing a website? He will tell you, because it's everything online now, and then we just need to do a website, Instagram, social media, blah, we are done. Then they get the shock that the social media and the website is not blinging. There is no sound of orders. If they were patient enough, they will start do another collection. Again, they go random fabric, random design, random pricing, and then eventually it's a matter of time, and then they will close. If they think from the beginning, what is their brand about? To whom? What is unique? Why I want to do this brand? At what price I'm gonna sell this brand?
Who is my audience, yeah?
They were always shocked, the startups or even the developed brands, when we discuss, and I make them think about their selling price in the beginning, before launching the collection. In the beginning, they are very confused. Why are you thinking from now? Why you are rushing? I'm saying, I'm not rushing. I'm helping you to make money. Because knowing the selling price in the beginning will help you to determine what should be your cost. And then you work backward. You don't work like everybody else is working. You should be smarter, because the competition is very big. You need to make money. We teach them that, and we teach them to have an identity, a brand identity. And I put another two lines under this word, because when we always say, find your identity, the brand owner will say, yeah, I have logo, and I have the color palette, and I have this. I say, this is visual identity. I am talking about who you are, what's your brand, to whom, what you're going to be special with. It's like all the huge brands which you see today. If you go back 80, 100 years before, they started with a very small collection with very unique point of selling. UPS, unique point of sale. What is the unique point you have? Find that, focus on it, nail it, become very popular, build your business, then expand. Mm-hmm. Some of them, what they do, she wants immediately to do activewear, casual dress, evening wear, gowns, suit, blazer.
To cover a lot of audience, yeah?
Because I want to try and see what people will love. Say, who's people? She say, like, for example, in Dubai. I'm like, you know how many nationality in Dubai?
Which exactly? Huh?
For example, no, let's say in any country, in Saudi, I want to cover all Saudi. You know how many, in Riyadh itself, how many categories of people, how many personalities are living together. No one can target those people except, I will not say fashion company, I will say technology company like Shein. They will be the one knows how to target them, because they are monitoring how many seconds they are viewing the picture, and then they are immediately doing the production. It's a technology issue, and then they have to invest huge amount of money. You want to do like them? Go and do, and good luck. But if you have your own resources and normal brand, real fashion brand, then you have to go in this way to study, understand, find the exact unique point of selling. What is your brand about? Is it activewear? Is it evening wear? What kind of evening wear? Is it classy? Is it extravagant? Is it edgy? Mm-hmm. Do you like beading and handwork? You don't like? You want the princess style? What kind of evening wear? They feel sometimes irritated. I will try all. No. You don't try all. You be very determined. What you like? You as a person. Let's start with you, because this is a good start, because you are a person, you feel, you know, you are the one wearing, you want the understanding what is the issue. So we start with you. And like this, we develop their brands.
This is actually the very wise thing you are talking about. And this thing is correlated with a lot of businesses. For example, when I'm working on info business, first way, I come to audience and ask, what do you want from me? And the second, I come and say, guys, I know this. If you need this, come to me.
Exactly.
It's a different story. Because in the second way, me is me. I am not pretending. I'm not trying to,
be someone else.
Yes, exactly.
It was a very famous saying. I said it once and people kept repeating it. Like, I just say, be you. It's very simple. You just need to be you. You don't need to be somebody else. You don't need to see what people like. Because if you follow what people like, you will forget to be you. And here is the gap.
Yes. And the business is the school for the personality.
Yes.
And sometimes it's very hard school.
Tough school, yeah. And you learn, but you pay.
Yes.
But we get discount. That's why. You see, we get for them discount. We
Definitely.
make them pay less. We make them pay. Shortcut, less time. We try to reduce the difficulties, the danger.
Less pain. Let's say, finally.
Less pain. Pain is part of the process. And I show them that.
Part of the transformation, huh?
Yes, it's always pain. It's always pain. But you think fashion business doesn't have pain? It has difficulties. It has pains. We need to know we need to learn how to adopt and how to take it easy. Mm-hmm. We don't need to panic. We need to cool down. Mistakes happen. Just try to evolve.
In the beginning, you told me that it is very important to understand the culture of the country when you are talking about the designers and fashion. And for example, I noticed that even Zara is different in Russia and different in Spain and absolutely different in Dubai, because in Dubai, Zara is shining, shining from the beginning until the end.
Yeah.
So the question, with your experience, what is the difference between fashion in different countries? Let's say, I don't know, in Iraq and Spain, in Dubai, or for example, in Dubai, what is the specific?
Of course, there is difference. There is difference of the culture. There is difference.
And the fashion is flexible, you mean?
Fashion is flexible. Like, look, there was, I will tell you like this, before social media and after social media.
Okay.
Because I lived both. Like my generation, we lived both.
Me too.
Right?
Let's talk about it.
Before social media, we can say it was more of Iraq something, Dubai something, Iran, Russia. It was kind of separated. We in Iraq were only like this. Okay, how we know the news? How we know the trend? Okay, we wait magazines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember having big magazines in the showroom. Okay, or we watch TV, or we travel outside to see. Right. So these were our source of information. If a person sitting at the end of the world and the fashion show happening in the same moment, they can see.
Yeah.
So the excess of information made the fashion blends everywhere. Huge difference. Today, when people always think that, for example, in GCC, in Dubai, people until now, for example, wear the burqa, the one they cover everything, or they wear the abaya, or we just now, before we shoot this episode, I met the designer I told you, and she was telling me Dubai is not for me. What do you mean Dubai not for you? Dubai, you're talking not for you? Why? Show me your brand. And she showed me. I say, you have a gold, you have diamond, your brand can kill it in Dubai. You cannot tell like that. It's huge what you have. So people always think when they depend only on online marketing and social media, they feel they are disconnected from the audience. She didn't find her right audience.
Yeah.
So back to your question, that after social media, the fashion was melted. Let's use the word melted. Like it can be for everyone. The people in Russia, same time they are wearing what people in Dubai are wearing, although with the slight differences. Maybe Zara, as you mentioned, he put some glitter or metallic there, but here he put more. But at the end, we cannot say this is people can wear in Iraq and this cannot be wear in Dubai at all. At the end,
In
fashion
Dubai,
for
no.
everyone.
Yes.
Fashion for everyone. And this is part of my mission also, to change the way people think about this region itself. Because I want to change that perception.
You mean you want to destroy these limits?
Yeah. I don't want people to judge. Because people say, I'm not pushing people to go anti-modest. Okay, we respect all the religions and we respect everybody what he thinks. If you are a modest brand, go ahead. If you are unmodest brand, go ahead. At the end, fashion represents it. Every brand represents itself. Fashion represents people. So, but I don't want the judgment that GCC, the Gulf region, the region we are, is only modest. It's an open market. I want to change that perception. I want the local designers from here be able to represent who they are and show their creativity, show their innovation to the world. And I want to export this fashion business and those local fashion brands. I want to export them to the world. I want to expose them to the world. I want to show them that in this region, we have this talent. Don't tell me you are in GCC, you wear abaya. Sorry.
Oh, come on. We wear abaya in Moscow.
You see? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't judge me according to my location.
Abaya, by the way.
And even the abaya itself, you know how much it evolved? We have the classic abaya, we have the modern abaya, we have the casual, we have the evening wear abaya, we have everything. And we are brands that not doing abaya only. And that's what I want to show them, that no, we have streetwear brands, very strong streetwear brands. We have very strong activewear brands that achieve huge successes. We have evening wear brands. Those fashion designers, they are my duty, I feel, to empower them, to take them to the next level, to change the Arab world from fashion followers to fashion creators and make these designers leaders. And I want them to put their fingerprints in the global fashion scene.
It's very ambitious, huh?
It's huge.
It's really lovely.
People, when they sit with me, only they understand what I want to do. If they only watch me from far, they don't understand really what I am up to. People who sits and then see my work in Yaser and then join me in Designers Hub. Then they come to my third project, Brand Booster, and they see the mission I have there. It's a huge challenge I have. I want to introduce the fashion brands to the fashion retailers. And then from there, I want to take them outside, because from there is the real game, where I introduce fashion brands to the fashion retailers and I cut the extra money they need to spend on to reach to those retailers. And those retailers are always used to travel to Europe to discover a new fashion talent. I'm telling them, if you want to see a local talent, come to Brand Booster Show, where I, together with my partner, Ms. Geraldine, we work together with the fashion brands to make them ready for you to enter your retail, to make them ready for you to prepare a good collection, a strong collection. They know how to deal with you, how to submit the documents to you. Then I make them ready to enter the retail market in GCC. But my plan is to take them to other kind of trade shows in Europe to introduce the local brands really in Europe. But now I want to empower them first in GCC. Then I will take them to the world. That's my mission.
That's why you create this show.
That's why I'm creating this show today, to empower the people and to show them what we are doing, to express myself more. Because people look at me in Designer Hub only if they take only one angle. They see Yaser doing fashion tours, Yaser giving textile session or business of fashion or whatever. or even other coaches in Designer Hub with us. They see me in Brand Booster. They think Yaser is the one who creates trade shows and do some master class, and that's it. They see Yaser, the one who have 100 years textile industry and he's doing fabric. But when you combine all that together with the mission I have and the vision I have where we want to take the region, then they will say, aha, it makes sense now.
He has a mission.
We are doing the trade show because we want to empower the region. We want to tell the retailers here, the big department stores, online platforms, please, if you want to go to Europe, get European brands. If you want to get local brands, come and see them here. Don't search here and there. We are showing you these people because now we are really pushing local brands. And even it's become a trend nowadays.
Yes, I wanted to
Wear
tell
local,
you.
wear local. We
Yes,
want people
yes.
to be connected to their local brands.
Yes.
And the retailers loved us because we are preparing the brands. We are not bringing random.
Properly.
So when I created that, I have to empower the designers really through Designer Hub. I show them through my tours where to manufacture the garment, from where to get the good accessory, from where to get at good price. And then I empower them for fashion business, how to choose the fabric. And then I help them through Yaser Mayasa fabrics and everything. So you see, we are building the whole streamline in order to empower the region, empower the brands, empower the factories. Even the garment factories, they are happy from us because we are doing business for them. We don't want the fashion brand to be designed in Dubai, made in another country. Why? Designed, sourced, made in GCC, not only Dubai, in GCC. I'm proud of all the brands they are making in GCC, Saudi, Bahrain, Qatar, everywhere. So I want to empower those people because here where I live, this is my home. This is my country. I want to represent this region in the best way it deserves.
This is really very nice and it's very exciting.
It is. You see the power coming to me from where? Some people say, from where you get all this energy? Why you are so energetic? I say, there is fire. I'm on fire. Because the more time pass, the more we lose time. We want to take these brands to the global world. We want to introduce them. I want to be proud of them. I want to prove a point.
How do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, look, I see myself in 5 years celebrating successes of, again, all the brands and opening new opportunities with bigger projects to empower, because alone I have a limit. That's something I learned. If I want to do everything myself, at the end I'm a human and I have a limited capabilities. When COVID hits, it was my biggest lesson. When I sit at home and I was thinking, I understood that alone I cannot do it. I understood that how God created us in a way that we work as a group. We work as from each other. We benefit from each other. So I see myself in 5 years building a bigger collaborations with bigger entities that they share the same vision I share, to empower the region, to empower the fashion designers, to grow the community in a way that we have really mature fashion industry in this region.
And now this is Designer Hub, the designers, they can participate online.
I prefer physical. Our energy, mine or any other coach with us in Designer Hub, can't reach in the online really. And what we started to do in every session we make everyone introduce himself. So it's becoming empowerment for the people. When you stand in front of 15, 20, 30 other fashion designer and you introduce yourself, you gain confidence and you feel proud of yourself.
After, let's say.
Some people, they feel shy, but we respect, but we try to push them to go outside the comfort zone.
Exactly. To be self-confident, first of all, you have to do it 10 times.
You see, that's how these people became coaches. Yeah. You see, they became coaches and they are thankful to Designer Hub that we empowered them. So all that experience, we cannot put it online. I kept the online only for private sessions. Okay, you are private. I can focus only with you however, like the way you want we work for 1 year, you want to work for 3 months, you want to, whatever, many programs are there, you can select, but I will do one-on-one online only. Group, I stopped doing.
I'm sure definitely offline is a different result.
So that's why we started traveling. We did designer hub sessions in Saudi, in Bahrain, and today we are in Qatar. We are talking about fabrics and how to choose fabrics in collaboration with Yaser and Yaser textile company. So yeah, we're traveling. We do in Dubai regular. Every month we have like 3 programs. But between now and then we travel to every time a new country.
And designers, they can participate in the show only after Design Hub or Design Booster?
Depend. If you mentioned the show, means the Brand Booster show. That's
Yes.
my third company. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the designer, she want to participate in the show, what should he do?
Depend on the brand. Now, if the brand is well developed and he participated in other trade shows in the world, so he can just jump in and apply. Now, for us to create a good show, to compete with the European shows, it was a huge responsibility, huh?
I can imagine.
Because we are launching. It was easy for me, by the way, it was easy for me to bring just any trade show from Europe, successful one, and say, I do partnership with you and I bring your name here and then you launch here and I just run it. But I think what's in my inside, my core is I like to struggle. So I wanted to start something from scratch. So I built a new show with my partner, Ms. Geraldine. We started something from scratch. And we want to enforce this trade show, to introduce it as something to replace European shows for local brands, of course. So imagine the responsibility I have to select fashion brands to be ready to be selected by the retailers. They are coming big names. They are retailers who travel to Europe all the time to select Dior and Dolce Gabbana. They are the same ones who comes here to select local brands. So I have to be very careful.
Can you explain me? They will select the local brands and then
They will put them in their department stores and then they will sell.
all over the world?
Depend on how many brands he has.
Yeah, depends on real.
For example, I'll give you Galerie Lafayette, for example. He has a department store in Dubai Mall. So if you are a brand, you are selling only online. So you need to go to a trade show so that Galerie Lafayette sees you and then he take your brand, he put it in Galerie Lafayette and then he sells and he take commission and then he pays you. So what you gain the point of sale without needing to open a store. That's what we teach in the fashion business. Okay, people tends to increase their sale. Okay, we'll go one step back, then we talk about the show. People tends to increase their sale, right? They want to do business. So what they have in their hand? Social media, website. Some of them will open their own store, right? They want to open her own store in Dubai. And you know how much costly it is to open a store? Or in Russia or any country. Because if you open one, you are limited to a very geographic location, to a very small...
Absolutely. And nobody knows you.
And nobody knows you. While if you take your brand to 5 different locations without paying rent, and then each location will promote your brand also because they are taking commission. So it's a win-win situation.
Definitely.
So this thing has been running in the world for a very long time. But in our region, there was not.
Was not like this?
There wasn't. That's why I created the Brand Booster Show we are the first official trade show of a kind in the Gulf region. That's why I was telling you, I've worked with so many brands, okay? And all of them, they go to the trade shows in America, in Italy, in France, in London, and I've seen the impact on their business when they go to the trade show, because very easily every trade show, they get a new 2-3 shops. So at the end, I have one Russian brand. She's my client. She is selling in 40 stores worldwide, 40, without paying rent.
This is a dream for designers.
Okay. So all that was not here. Designers here, they go to Designer Hub. And then they learn, okay, we do it like this, we'll do the brand. And I noticed that I am losing them at the end. I'm losing them. Means they are just buying fabrics and then they come attend my session and then bye-bye. Then they do they by themselves. There's nothing to do. They're either selling online or they're either have to rent some store or they go to small shows. Same time, I am seeing my other clients, what they are doing in the world. So I ask myself 5-6 years before, why in Gulf we don't have official trade show? What's missing? We have the fabrics, we have the fashion designers, we have the good taste, we have a nice level, we have everything we need, we have, thanks God. Why a department store or a big retailer had to go to Europe to find brands? And I knew 3 brands local. They understood, they had a mentor, they had somebody who informed them. I know them like years back. They went to Milan to participate in a trade show there. And then guess what? A retailer from this region fly also to Milan, found them there, and then they did business in Dubai. So I'm like, and that's it. I said, okay, that's no more. I'm going to do it here.
Yes, it was very logically decision actually.
Because you have a local brand here and you have the retailers here. The companies are here. Okay, if you want local brand, come to us. Then I had to partner because alone I cannot do this. Again, back to the point of collaborations. I had to do it with my partner in Brand Booster, Miss Geraldine Laborie. My regards to her. Without her, I could not do that. We kept our hands together. So we launched the first official trade show in GCC.
Last year.
That was season 1. And we have a lot of success stories, which we are proud of from season 1. We were crying, me and Geraldine. We were literally crying when we saw success happen for one brand. She was just launched and then she launched her brand in the right way. Immediately, she is in one store. So we feel achievement. You say, what's your success? This is my success when I saw them succeed. So the responsibility is huge on us. That's why we created a committee, a fashion committee of 4 people. Those are with very experienced fashion designer. One of them is very experienced in business. His name is Vincenzo. He runs a brand called Ava. They are number 1 selling in GCC. They're very strong selling brand. And he is huge. He has a huge experience in fashion industry. And I have another person of the committee, Miss Simran, which she has more than 20 years in the fashion business. And she is very strong in the online platforms. Plus me and Geraldine, my partner. So we are 4 members of the fashion committee with Vincenzo, the Brazilian designer. He is the head of committee. We kept him. So he is the one to decide. So now, if the brand who is already been before in other trade shows, he knows what documents required, how to go to the department stores, he can apply directly to the committee. Committee will say yes or no. If no, he is not ready or he hasn't been in any kind of a trade show like that before. He just started or he started for a few years, but he has no idea what's this. He has to pass through a masterclass of 2 days where we show him what is the trade show, what is the difference between trade show and fashion show. This is not a fashion show. It's a trade show. Huge difference, of course. We explain the concept. We explain what are the trade shows in the world, how you can do a big, safe business. Big, safe business means no risk. We show them all that, how to do the pricing, how to do the documents, what level your brand should be, how it will be appealing to the retailers so that they select your brand, not that brand. We invite VIPs. We invite big companies to support our mission. For example, Max Mara, for example, Alexander McQueen, Swarovski, they love to support us on a personal level. Like we know some contacts and they come and they want to support those local designers. They felt the responsibility. So they share their knowledge, their experience to empower these designers. They are ready. They apply again to the committee, approved. They go to the show. From the show, they will be selected by any retailer in the region, and then they will increase their point of sale, increase their businesses. And then that's where my vision, I take them to participate. Once they are experienced, I take them to other trade shows also in Europe, where we can put them in the stores of Europe and America. That's my vision.
Your vision. You know what you have done? you increase LTV of every client, you know? This is true. This is a very business trick, let's say. This is very reasonable. It's helping.
Of course. Because I understood that if you want to grow, we have to grow together. If we want to grow the industry, we have to grow together. Before I was waiting some entity or somebody will do it or will raise the industry. But I understood, like, if I keep waiting, it's not going to work. Let me start at least. Let me do what I can do. And then I feel God is supporting us and supporting what we are doing because He keep putting in our path leads, right? We spoke about that. Leads takes me to the next lead and the next lead takes me to the another lead. And each one is bigger than the one before. And it's opening doors and doors and doors.
Yeah. And you know, when you are doing what you have to do, it is changing your path. Like everything is creating by itself, like it have to be.
It makes sense. Let's do it. It makes sense. Let's do it.
What advice you would give yourself, can you imagine, of the beginning of your career? When you turn back, would you like to say yourself?
I will say to myself, if the time comes back, relax, chill, and try to build connections from that time. Because since I started my official life of work or professional life, I was so focused on my business only. I was not looking from the wide angle. So I think I lost a lot of connections or good relationships that could have let me achieve my goals much faster. But I started late. If I only started earlier, that's the only thing I would have done, that I would started my project of building the community from long time back. That would have been better. So the only that thing I think was missing. And
now you teach other people to do this.
I teach people to take any opportunity in front of them. Just take it. As long as in front of your road, study. Just don't go blindly. Study, think, relax. If it sounds okay, go ahead. But don't say, no, I'm scared. No, I don't want. No, I heard. No, I ask, check, go ahead.
When you start, say, relax, chill, I mean, like...
What happened?
Is it?
Relax, chill, because I want to understand what's happening.
Yes, analyze.
You cannot be like that horse that's just running.
Definitely.
You need to always run, pause, look around, run.
It's finally run. But in the end, and you know, we have a very good saying, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go long way, long time, find a partner.
You're right and wrong. I think it's because you're going alone, it's going to be hard for you. That's what I understood. If I was doing everything alone, I could never achieve what I achieved. I want everybody to run with me because we are in a race. And the time, whenever the second ticks, it doesn't go back.
Oh, yeah.
And every minute counts. Every breath we are breathing cannot come back. So if I run alone, I'm not achieving anything. We need to run together. That's why I always love to express what I want to do. And whoever believes in what I believe, whoever wants to join the journey, our hands are open and welcome.
Thank you so much. Я знаю, что ты говоришь немного по-русски.
Да, я очень рада. Спасибо тебе большое за ваше время.
Спасибо тебе даже большое.
Thank you so much.
Thank you also. Thank you.